Okay, so silver. It is the talk of the town right now. I mean, prices are just exploding, experts are scrambling to keep up, and every investor is asking the exact same question. Is this thing a rocket ship to the moon, or is it about to fall off a cliff? Let's dive in and figure out what is really going on here.
I mean, to really get why there's so much hype, you only need to look at one number: 130%. That's how much silver has shot up in just the last year. Let me put that in perspective for you. It's not just beating gold, it's absolutely crushing it, nearly doubling its performance. This isn't some slow and steady climb, folks. This is a vertical takeoff.
And that right there brings us to the big question, doesn't it? Is this insane surge the new normal? Is it being driven by real, fundamental changes in the world? Or is this just another speculative bubble, the kind we've seen before, that's just waiting for the right moment to burst? Spectacularly.
All right, to really understand this surge, we've got to start with the forces pushing silver up. This is what we call the bull case, and it all boils down to one thing: a story of massive, truly unprecedented demand.
It all starts with a super simple economic idea: a demand-supply mismatch. Okay, picture this. Your local street vendor, right? He can only make 100 samosas a day, but suddenly 130 people are lined up wanting one. What happens? Of course, the price goes up. Well, that is exactly what's happening with silver right now. For 5 years straight, the world has wanted more silver than we can actually dig out of the ground.
But where this demand is coming from, that's where the story gets really, really interesting. Look, we're not just talking about jewelry and silverware anymore. Not even close. Get this, almost half of all industrial demand for silver now comes from just one place: solar panels. And when you start adding in AI chips, all our electronics, electric vehicles, you suddenly realize silver has become this absolutely critical ingredient for pretty much every major tech revolution happening in the world today.
So on top of that already soaring demand, a huge geopolitical bomb just got dropped into the mix. China, the country that supplies a staggering 60 to 70% of the world's silver, has basically put a shadow ban on its exports. And let's be clear, this isn't just a supply shock. Oh no. This is a calculated, strategic move to control the building blocks of all that future tech.
So how are they pulling this off? Well, starting in 2026, they've got this new set of rules designed to pretty much choke off the supply. Step 1, you need a government license to export. Okay. Step 2, only huge, state-approved companies can even apply. But it's rule number 3 that's the real killer. They can only export silver if China has a domestic surplus. Now think about that. China is also the world's #1 producer of solar panels and EVs. So a surplus? Yeah, that's probably never, ever gonna happen.
And this pretty much reveals China's new master plan, right? It's simple. They're done selling the raw ingredient. Why would they? They want to use that silver themselves to build and sell the final, high-value products. We're talking the solar panels, the batteries, the semiconductors. They are moving up the value chain, and in doing so, they're basically cutting off the rest of the world.
And just when you think demand couldn't possibly get any higher, there's a new technology coming over the horizon that could change literally everything, and that is solid-state batteries. This is the next frontier for sure. You've got companies like Samsung and BMW developing these things, and they're incredible. They could double an EV's range, cut the charging time down to just 10 minutes, and get this, they're not flammable, so no more fire risk. They solve almost every single problem with the EVs we have today. So what's the catch? Well, the catch is that these batteries require a massive amount of silver. So much, in fact, that if just 20% of new cars adopt this tech, it could eat up the world's entire available supply of silver. Just gone. So it's really no surprise that the big players, the smart money, are taking notice. Take JP Morgan, one of the biggest names in finance. They recently did a complete 180. They had a massive 200 million ounce bet against silver, and they flipped it. Now they're betting on the price going up. I mean, when the smart money makes a U-turn that dramatic, you know the game is fundamentally changed. But what if all those strong fundamentals, what if that's exactly what makes silver so incredibly dangerous? You see, for every powerful argument that silver is a sure thing, there's a dark cautionary tale from its past. And that brings us to the other side of the coin, the bear case. This is a story of manipulation, insane volatility, and the ever-present risk of a devastating crash.
The fundamental problem with silver, the thing that causes all the drama, is its size. Think of it this way. Gold is like a large cap stock, right? A blue chip. You would need a truly colossal amount of money to make its price even budge. But silver? Silver is a small cap. A relatively small investment, an amount that would barely cause a ripple in the gold market, can trigger a full-on tidal wave in silver prices.
And that, my friends, makes it a playground for manipulators. And look, this isn't just some theory. We have a perfect and frankly terrifying example of this. Go back to 1980. Two billionaire brothers, the Hunt brothers, decided they were going to try and corner the entire silver market. And they almost did it. They drove the price from $6 an ounce to nearly $50, an 8-fold increase. But when their whole scheme collapsed, it took the entire market down with it. The price didn't just fall, it imploded. It crashed 80%, wiping out fortunes overnight. It's a really stark reminder of silver's capacity for total destruction.
And this brings up a really nagging question, doesn't it? We know this demand-supply gap has been growing for 5 years. So, why the sudden 130% explosion in just 1 year? If the fundamentals have been slowly simmering for half a decade, a sudden vertical rocket launch like this just feels a little off. It kind of hints that maybe, just maybe, something other than pure organic demand is fueling this fire.
So where does that leave us? How do we make sense of all this? We've got two incredibly powerful forces pulling in completely opposite directions. Let's try to synthesize the key takeaways here for anyone thinking about this market.
Okay, on one side you have the bull case, and it's crystal clear. You've got unstoppable industrial demand from green energy, from AI, all that future tech. And on top of that, you have a major supply shock coming from China. But then, on the other side, the bear case is just as compelling. You're looking at a market that is wide open to manipulation and has a very clear, very scary history of violent boom and bust cycles.
And if you're hoping the experts can give you a clear answer, well, forget about it. Just look at this. At the start of the year, big banks like JP Morgan and Citi were predicting silver would land somewhere around 1.1 lakh rupees. So what was the actual price? It blew right past 2 lakh. I mean, their predictions weren't just a little off, they were off by nearly 100%. That just goes to show you how ridiculously volatile and unpredictable this whole market really is.
So what's the bottom line here? It's a market of absolute extremes. The fundamental story, the demand, it points to this incredible potential for huge returns. But silver's very nature, its history, its small market size, means it also carries incredibly high volatility and enormous risk. The potential for a massive reward is directly tied to the potential for a devastating loss. You can't have one without the other.
Which leaves us all with the ultimate question. Is silver truly the new gold, an essential building block for our future? Or is this spectacular rise just a dangerous trap, perfectly set and waiting to spring on the next wave of investors? The answer to that is going to be one of the biggest financial stories of our time.